With protests continuing as students try to save their teachers' jobs in the Beaumont School District, another special budget hearing is looming Thursday night. KFTM's Jennifer Gordy investigates what other measures might be taken to heed a suggestion by the head of the Texas Education Agency. Jennifer?
That's right, Kelly. The Texas Education Agency chief sent word through the conservator, Fred Schaefer, recommending to the superintendent and board to stay as far away from the classroom as possible as they looked at slashing the budget. But that's not what has happened.
The fact is we're down millions of dollars and we can't explain it. We don't have an audit for 2 years. We don't know what's there. So how do we go out here and say we're going to lay off 300 people?
Leroy Saleme is the former Assistant Superintendent of Finance for BISD. He says things were different when he worked for the district.
And it's not my money, it's the taxpayers' money, so I have to treat it as it's somebody else's money and care about it. Today I seem to think that we look at the fact it's not my money, so who cares? It's taxpayers' money. It doesn't come out of my pocket. So now we're down 10 million, 20 million, 40 million, who knows?
Trustee Tom Neild says he's been trying to have that question answered for years.
I'm still having a very hard time understanding why we are not getting a simple copy of the budget. And I know Dr. Shagwa keeps saying that he needs to get it finished. Well, that's fine. Give it to us as a work in progress and note the areas that are incomplete at this time.
BISD critic Hubert Oxford IV has combed through the current and proposed budgets that are posted on the BISD website and is shocked by what he found.
On row 41, they show general administration. And the general administration for this past year was $6.2 million. For next year, they're budgeting it to be $10.2 million. So in this budget, the proposed budget actually increases administrative costs $4 million.
And the decrease to instruction or teachers is a whopping $20 million.
We went right to the heart of cutting teachers, in which that was the first thing that the commissioner asked us or instructed us not to do.
But Saleme, who's been a conservator for the Texas Education Agency in other districts, says the problem is much larger than balancing the budget.
We have a problem with administration because we're looking for money because we didn't have adequate administration to begin with. Or it's incompetent, one or the other.
Saleme says it comes down to what do you need the most in a school district?
One would seem to think you would need teachers and students.
Well, the answer is, according to Saleme, obviously teachers. So you start first by cutting anything you can that's non-essential to the classroom.
All right. Thanks, Jennifer. On a related note, KFTM has obtained a copy of an email sent to Superintendent Dr. Timothy Shagwa and board members from the Texas Education Agency conservator, Fred Schaefer. It instructs Shagwa to establish a second reduction in force list of BISD central office positions in addition to those presented to the board on June 9th. The email states the list shall be comprised primarily of central office professional positions utilizing the personnel report developed by consultant Bill Lenhart that equaled a total savings to the district of $2,400,000. Now, according to Schaefer, the additional cuts must be placed on the agenda for approval by June 19th. Now, Jennifer, I know you were able to talk with Trustee Tom Neild. What did he have to say about it?
Well, I did. I spoke with Trustee Tom Neild, who said it was obvious at Monday night's meeting as a consultant representative addressed the board that Dr. Shagwa had not followed the advice of the consultant in the recommended job cuts and had not shared the information with the board.
To me, now it looks as if someone, either Mr. Lenhart or someone in his company, has now said, wait a minute, the list that you guys gave the other night is not inclusive of every position we had discussed and recommended. Why? And so now it looks like they're going to come back around and make him add those back to the list.
Well, Neild says it appears Shagwa is being held accountable by the TEA conservator Fred Schaefer. And now, about an hour ago, Commissioner Michael Williams tweeted a link to a story about this very subject.
Thanks, Jennifer. And of course, if you've got a story about BISD or any other entity you would like for KFDM to investigate, you can email us at wastewatch@kfdm.com.